Angela Fazio is an industry powerhouse who has overseen 40,000 homes sold and $9 billion in production. And Kristen Cantrell is one of the nation's most accomplished team leaders, helping thousands of agents build their businesses. They are passionate about educating, encouraging, and empowering moms in real estate. Our next episode starts now.
Hey everyone, I'm Angela Fazio.
And I'm Kristen Cantrell, and this is Moms in Real Estate. And today our guest is Hilary Andes.
I'm really excited to talk with her. She's been in the business only a year and a half. She knows how to find peace in the midst of tragedy, and her career lets her bring her family to Hawaii. So we're going to hear about this and so much more. Hilary, welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, thank you. I am so excited to be here with you guys. You guys are amazing. So this is so fun. So I, like you said, I've only been in real estate for a year and a half, but it's always been a passion. I've always loved looking at homes, and especially in Arizona. I've lived in different states and thought about pursuing real estate in other states, and it was just not appealing to me because I always kept tabs on the Arizona market. I love Arizona homes. I love Arizona. This is my home state. I grew up in Gilbert. So as soon as we moved back, we were in Michigan for 4 years. And as soon as we moved back, about a year and a half ago, I jumped right into school and got my license and just didn't even give myself time to think about it. It was like, I'm doing this. So
I feel like a lot of times we have people that have been in real estate for a long time. So being in it, so like in such a short amount of time, what would you say like this last year look like for you? If somebody's thinking about getting into real estate and they're like, what does that first year look like? It's fresh in your head. So tell us like how's it been?
So the first year is a little intimidating, but and I still feel so new sometimes, but then I look back and you just have to jump in with both feet and just do, because you'll hear no two transactions are the same, and that is so true, but you learn so much from each transaction. So it's been really cool now to look back and be like, wow, I've learned so much and I've grown so much and I really like this. Like I'm all set up and I can kind of take this where I want and do as much or as little as I want. And it's really kind of empowering.
I love that you use that word empowering, because some people look at this career and they just they just maybe heard you say intimidating, but then you ended with empowering. Yep. So that means you had to push through the intimidation to get to the empowering. That's awesome.
Yeah. And honestly, just taking it one day at a time, like one step at a time. Like I love looking at homes. I look at model homes and all of that. I do a lot of that on my Instagram, but I am loving like the behind the scenes, like the emails, and like it's funny, it's surprising what I am loving now that I'm in it, you know.
What would you say to brand new agents are maybe the top 2 or 3 most important things they need to keep in mind when they're getting their career started?
Oh, that's a good question. For me, I was like a little nervous at first. Like, I don't want this deal to fall apart because of me. So I just made sure I was doing everything I needed to, and having that support and asking questions when you need to. It never hurts to ask a question. Just keep going.
That is good advice. That seems like such simple advice, but some people just quit.
Yeah. And some people feel like, oh, my question's stupid. There's no stupid question. Just ask it.
Well, there are a couple.
I know. There are a couple. But
you can ask them anyway.
I think when you're new to, like, something that you need to do is be resourceful. Like, go and try to find the answer and then bring it to whoever your mentor, your team lead, or whoever you're around, right?
Yeah.
But so tell me, you have how many kids?
I have 3 kids.
3 kids. So what did starting your own business look like with 3 little kids?
So it was interesting. I mean, we have kind of this unique story because we were in residency for 4 years for my husband in Michigan, and we lived in a small town. So our life was very like slow paced. I'm always there. My husband was gone more. And in fact, I sold our home in Michigan kind of as a trial. Like, I'm just going to like do this and market it. And I sold it for sale by owner, and it was really fun. My husband was actually working in Baltimore at the time. and I did an open house. Like, it was so fun for me. It was kind of like my trial run. But anyways, so I got into school once we moved here. And so it's been a little bit of a transition because I'm like, well, I'm going to show homes now and that kind of thing. But my kids have been so great, and so is my husband. And, it's been fun. They love to look at models. Every once in a while, I'll take them with me. And it's just been fun to kind of share it more with the family because they're all interested too. And it's fun.
So I'm doing a Grant Cardone training right now. I'm in his sales training university, and I'm actually loving it. It's really, really great. And one of the things that on our coaching call this week, he's like, you need to get your family on board, and you are expressing just that. I think a lot of people they don't express when starting a business, they're not expressing to their family like I need you to all be on board with what I'm doing. And I think it's great that you're doing that, especially with your kids. They can all be a part of it, and it makes it so much better for you. And it's great because then they're going to cheer you on, and they're going to be able to help motivate you too.
Our kids are so trained that when we go out at night, so Ari, who's my 14-year-old, she'll be like, well, is this a business dinner or are you just having a date?
Like, tell me, which one are we doing? It's so cute.
Yeah. So
yeah, I love it.
What has been the biggest challenge for you in the last year and a half?
So I guess just kind of getting started. And then this last year I was pregnant and went through a miscarriage in February. And so it was really hard. I was totally blindsided. I was 17 weeks along and was actually going in to find out the gender. And we had a gender reveal planned for the afternoon. And then we found out our baby didn't have a heartbeat. So it was just heartbreaking. And then a couple days later, I had to go in and be put into labor, deliver, and had a D&C. So it was just it was just awful and traumatic. And at the same time, I had a listing go live that weekend. Yeah, I checked into the hospital Friday morning, and my listing was taking showings Friday and Saturday. So it was insane. I had reached out to my broker beforehand because I'm like, hey, I just don't think I'm going to be able to be in these two places mentally at once. And he was great and was like, no, don't worry, I got it. And I am so glad because that weekend, I knew it'd be hard, but it just blindsided me at how hard it really was to go through that. And the house ended up getting 100 showings. We had 50 offers by Monday. It was insane. So I was just really fortunate to have my broker there helping me. And I mean, afterwards was probably the hardest for me, just realizing, you're still processing what just happened. 1 second you're pregnant and you're planning your life and having this baby and then you're not. And then I'm recovering and it was just it's so different than anything I've been through and the grieving process and all of that. So it's really, really challenging. And I ended up just kind of sticking at home, and I would go for walks, then I would journal. Those were my two things that really helped. But I remember there was a point shortly after all that had happened, and I said to my husband, I don't know if I want to keep doing real estate. I just don't know if it's still there for me. And he said, he was really supportive, but just said, just give it a little bit of time and see. And luckily, this is now a blessing I can see, but just having that transaction, I was forced to go through it. We had just sold it, taken it off the market, and I was forced to follow through with that. And I'm so glad now that I did have that because it kept me going. And I'm realizing I do still love real estate. I do still love helping people. And that's what it is for me, is helping people find their home. Home is so important to me. And so especially going through something like that, it's this, I just wanted to stay home. You have your ups and your downs, your highs, your lows. And if I can help somebody find their home, that's what I love.
Well,
So
that home is where you recover. Home is like in your home, because your husband, what a wise words to say, just give it time instead of trying to give an answer, you know,
Right.
and when you have home where you can heal. I know so many women, including myself, that's had to go through that. And
it's awful.
yeah, it's awful, but God gives peace. He can give peace. Not to everyone, but he can if you seek it out.
Right. And I think that was for me for sure. Like, I just felt like I'll never like find peace. I'll never feel like I did before, you know, this is like changed me. And but I realized like it's one of those things where you can let it define you and hold you back, or you can grow from it and be a better person and more empathetic, and, you know, you can grow and learn from it. So I'm still trying to get there. I feel like, but I feel like I'm on the right path, because just like I said, even going with real estate, it's helped me. I'm like feeling more like myself, and I just truly love helping people. And in the meantime, I didn't realize that was helping me too.
Yeah. Wow. What a great story. I'm so grateful that you shared that, because I know how many people have been through that.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
And so many people don't fit inside, and they don't deal with it. And like, I hear how you must have been processing this over time, and maybe it's never going to be a blessing, but it didn't, like you said, it didn't make you fall down and not get back up.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it is so hard. I see so many weak women, and we hear about it all the time, women struggling with this, and it is really hard.
Yeah, it is. I'm proud of you though. I love your attitude.
Thank you. Thank you.
So on a different note, you get to take your family to Hawaii.
Yes. So this has just been a dream. Just a dream. Like, I've always kind of wanted this side hustle, and like, I wanted it to be kind of fun money, you know, when I bring home money. And so all of a sudden we're like, you know, I was closing some deals. This year's actually ended up being one of my best. I'm like already doing better this year than I was last year. So it's been really good. And I'm like, hey, let's take some of this money and take the family to Hawaii. And that is just a dream. Like, we love to travel. And so it's just been so fun. And it's fun, again, going back to like getting the kids involved. Now we're saying like, see, like, mommy's doing this for us. Like, we're kind of doing this together, but it's because every once in a while we make sacrifices when mom has to go show some homes or things like that. And so it's kind of getting them involved. Like, there's the work, now here's a reward.
Oh my gosh, you're so much kinder than me. I say to my kids, you see that computer you're working on?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm not like, hey guys, thanks for supporting mommy. Let's go to Hawaii. I'm like, do you see that computer you're working on?
Yeah.
Well, that too.
Oh my God, you're so kind.
I mean, not all the time. This is like selfish for me too, because I want to go, but it'll be so fun. I'm just so excited.
So I think there are probably some people watching like, hey, side hustle, huh? Hawaii, and that's a side hustle? Maybe I should be doing that.
Yeah, totally.
I
know. It's honestly like a dream. Like, I don't even call this working. Like, it's so fun. So then to like be able to do this, it really is just a dream. And the way that we can do real estate now versus like what our, you know, my mom was in real estate a little bit. My dad was in kind of like real estate development and that kind of thing. I mean, I remember them like looking in the newspapers for ads.
Right.
Like,
I did when I first started. I looked in the newspapers for sale by owners. That's what I would do at open houses. Circle for sale by owners and call them. Yeah.
Right? I know it's just come so far, and like we can do that on our phone now.
Yeah.
Like, we're out and about.
My phone was like this. It was like this big. Hello?
Oh my gosh.
It's so true. So where do you see your business? Like, what are your aspirations for your business? Do you see it continuing to be just something that's super fun? Do you say, I'm so good at this, I want to grow it? Like, what are your aspirations?
I love where I'm at and where I'm heading. My dream is to flip homes. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. That's kind of a big goal, but I just love everything about it. We kind of did that with our previous house in Michigan, and it was just so fun to take something and remodel it a little bit. And, we lived there, but then it paid off in the end. So, but yeah, I just want to keep growing where I am right now and keep learning. And I'm just loving the ride that I'm on right now.
I love that. You don't have to know.
Too.
You don't. And by the way, big goals are the only goals worth having.
Exactly. I was gonna say it's a big goal, but you can do it.
Yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Don't ever think for a second you can't.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah. So I love also. So some people say, okay, these are my 5-year goals, and there's nothing wrong with this. I have these kind of goals. I'm going to be at this number, and I'm going to do that, and this and that. But you know what? I want a season of my life one day where I'm like, this is just fun, and I'm just doing it because I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, this is just fun, and I'm just enjoying the ride.
Well, I'm 100% positive that the women who are listening now and who will be listening over time will be totally blessed by the way that you shared your life with us. So I thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that story.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to hear your sad story, but inspirational through it. And it's so much fun to see what real estate's doing for you and your family's lives.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's truly been fun and like such a blessing. I'm just so happy, and it's just so much fun. So
it is. Well, Kristen and I are so over the moon excited also today, because today is the first day of our Flourish event. Yep. So if you happen to be listening right now, April 22nd, go and there's a few more spots for the sessions, 12 to 2 today at the Forum, tomorrow morning, 9 to 11 at the Forum. And just, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on the Moms in Real Estate Instagram. You can find some information there. There's still a few spots left if you want to jump in on the Women's Flourish event, which is, from Moms in Real Estate. So thank you guys for listening. God bless you all, and we will talk with you next week.
All right.
Oh, actually, you will talk next week.
Yeah, I will talk next week, all by myself.
I'll be in Cabo. All right. Thank you, Hilary. Don't jump off quite yet.
Bye, Hilary.
Thank you.